Welcome back to NBA Today. Steph Curry, he'll play in his sixth finals tonight, having already accomplished a lot. He's one of 4 players in NBA history with multiple MVPs, championships, and scoring titles, along with MJ, Kareem, and Wilt. This season, he became the all-time leader in career threes, and he's the Warriors franchise leader in just about everything.
Thanks, Malika. Well, you know what time it is. It's time for the biggest cheat sheet ever, NBA Finals edition. Now, I think the biggest motivation factor for any player is Steph Curry and Finals MVP. And there's this misconception that Steph, he hasn't won it, he hasn't played well. Well, I'm here to debunk that. So here's what you need to know, thanks to producer Schwartz, with the numbers. So check out these numbers right here. As you see, 25 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, 5 assists per game in an NBA Finals. Richard?
Yeah, that's impressive.
Look at it. Steph Curry's on that list with
He's
LeBron,
up with a lot of
Kobe,
scoring
Jordan,
guards. He's up there with a lot of shooting guards.
So are you trying to say that he's not a point guard?
All I'm saying is that no one else on the list is a point guard, but, you know, maybe he is a
Well, let me
two-guard.
show you how he's actually been better
Please
than
showing
people
us.
expect. So roll me my tape producer, Kwaku, baby.
Let's go.
On the big Chase Center screen. So watch this possession. When you have to guard Steph Curry, it takes a full shot clock commitment. I mean, watch the blue line, how much he moves. Plays so well off of Draymond, Richard. You're chasing him. It's Kevin Love, which, shout out to K-Love. That's your boy, right?
Yeah, K-Love doing the work.
And it needs to be the Lord's work, because the only thing that can help you is prayer defense right here. Look at the shot he throws up. That's Steph Curry.
Even
Now,
when you do it right, they
it still can go wrong on
still
you.
can go wrong.
All right, you can't gamble, and I think J.R. Smith makes this mistake right here. You can't gamble on Steph. You go for the screen, or you go for the steal. Clay is open, but Steph only sees, what, one thing, the bottom of the net, pull up from deep, so he's going to capitalize on your mistakes. But more importantly, this is the greatest shooter ever, right? So you can't give him any daylight. He's got a quick catch-and-shoot shot, plays so well again off of Draymond Green, and look how much time it takes. As long as it takes you to
And he
a
wasn't.
TikTok or a tweet.
Listen, he wasn't even shooting it that quick. That was just his catch and shoot. If you were
Yes.
like, how quickly can you shoot it? It would be ridiculous.
Even faster. No, now the gag is here. You know, Steph, he's going to have to feel really confident. This is the NBA's best defense, the Boston Celtics that he's going up against. Where are you going to get your confidence from? From history. Look at these numbers. He's made 121 threes in the NBA Finals, 32 in a series, and 9 in a single game.
He's
This
that
is the
dude.
greatest
He's that
shooter
dude.
we've ever seen in the NBA Finals, Richard.
He's that dude. I ain't got nothing else to say.
Oh, thank you. Even
Yeah.
though you tried to steal my segment.
I didn't try to tell your segment. I was just agreeing with you. That you can't. I can't cheat off the cheat sheet.
I mean, you went to Arizona, so that's what you do, though. We're back in the Bay. I'm at Stanford, so that's how we roll.
Let's go. Shout out Cal.
Janae, thank you so much. Back on the desk with Perk. We're joined by NBA senior writer Brian Windhorst and Anscape's Mark Spears. And Mark, you live in Oakland. You've been around this Warriors team just as much as anybody around the league who is covering them. I'm really curious to get your insight and perspective here. I think Steph's legacy, it's secure. It does not need a finals MVP to put any sort of cherry on top of it. But it has been a talking point leading up to today. So what sort of impact do you think that winning finals MVP would have on the way that we view Steph Curry?
I agree with you. But his biggest haters and the people that love him the most feel different. When he didn't get it a couple years ago, the biggest haters were talking, but the people that loved him the most were mad. Why didn't you vote for him instead of Iguodala, Mark? Why didn't you vote for him instead of Durant, Mark? And you hear that. So I think if he gets it, it shuts up the haters and it quiets the lovers. But he don't need it. He's a 3-time MVP. I mean, 3-time NBA champ, 2-time MVP, 8-time All-Star,
Right.
25. He good for me.
Well, it's one of those things, too, but there's always someone who says, well, what about the hardware? Whether you're talking about championships or finals MVPs, Ryan.
Look, I think if you asked Steph and you said, Steph, have you played your best basketball in these finals that you've played in? He would probably admit he could play better, that he has played better at other points in his career, especially in the couple of finals that they lost. But you better, if you don't like Steph and you don't want to regard him as a top whatever player, you better hope he doesn't get that MVP, because that's all you got against him. We just, showed some of those graphics of some of those short lists he's on. There's some lists are even shorter. Like, you're comparing him to Wilt. Wilt didn't have 3 titles. A lot of guys didn't have 4 titles. He gets this title and has 4 titles, 2 MVPs. We're talking like the elite of the elite. And so if you want to use that against him, the lack of the finals MVP, hold on tight to that, because it's the only thing you got left.
Kendrick.
Can we pump the brakes for a second? All right, listen.
No.
nobody is saying that Steph is not validated, right? Nobody is questioning. I'm not. I've never heard nobody really question that if Steph Curry is an all-time great. Listen, the man's resume is longer than the Chick-fil-A line, okay? But when you're in the conversation of greats, guess what? The same conversation, like when you think about LeBron James, you think about Steph Curry. LeBron James has accomplished so much, but people still pick at him, and he's still striving to win awards, accomplishments, and you want to be in that top tier. So if I'm Steph Curry, not that I need it, but he should want to win the Finals MVP. Why not? I mean, why not go sit at a different table than everybody else by securing that? Not saying that he's not a top 15 player of all time, because he is, in my opinion. But again, I repeat, if you look at the top 10 players of all time, all of those guys have the final MVP award. And all I'm saying is that if Steph want to take that leap and jump into that conversation, I think it would be great for him to win the Finals MVP trophy. Not he should have been it, or he could have been if somebody would have voted. No, actually have the trophy.
Well, he is the odds-on favorite to take home that elusive first Finals MVP trophy, -110. That's according to Caesar Sportsbook. Jason Tatum right on his heels at +180, following his teammate Jaylen Brown, and then Clay and Draymond. So, yeah, Draymond's in there.
I was just asking.
Let's play Pick'em. Brian Windhorst, who's winning Finals MVP?
I mean, I had somebody tell me this week that Andrew Wiggins was 50-1.
Oh, my.
And I can't say that's a horrible bet, because there are circumstances in which you could see that. There are circumstances which you could see Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart potentially is one of the most important players in this series. If he's able to have some great games against Steph, he could be a candidate. I think it's going to be a very tight series. And I think one of the things that could make this series so enjoyable is that we have 5 or 6 players whose individual play could make the difference. And I really hope that we don't know who the MVP is going into Game 6 or going into Game 7, because I would like to see that type of series, and I think the recipe is there. And so it is out of respect for all of these players and the game that I can honestly look at you and say, I don't know who's going to do it.
Perk? I was going to say Perkdrick, and then it got all...
No, it's all good. It's all good. Look, I'm going with Jason Tatum. I think the stage is set for him to actually be the Finals MVP. Again, I'm going to go the route that he had to take to get here and the players that he had to go through. You talk about beating Kevin Durant in the first round, then going through Giannis Antetokounmpo, then going through Jimmy Butler. Now you're here and the stage is set for you to battle out Steph Curry, and he's ready for the moment. See, the thing is about Jason Tatum, what I notice about him, yes, he's one of the elite scorers in the game today, but his facilitating, right? I look at the 9 assists that he had, I believe it was Game 4 in Miami, almost notched a triple-double. So I'm looking at Jason Tatum, and again, I'm actually rooting for Jason Tatum for the simple fact that I came out, I gave him a speech, and if he go ahead and secure that Finals MVP trophy, it will be one of the greatest individual runs in postseason history.
Mark?
What my Bay people say?
They
sleeping.
There's a lot of Celtics fans out there.
I picked the Warriors. I'm going with Curry. He has to be special for them to win this championship. And this is what I'm going to read you this quote, Marcus Smart. So if you're going to be out there, no matter what you're in, what pain you're in, you can't let it affect you. His injury makes me nervous. Steph had 30 on him the first time they played in Boston, 5 threes, without Marcus Smart being injured. He hasn't had a lot of refs off, so if Marcus Smart is less than 100%, I think Steph Curry is going to go wild, and he'll end up being MVP.
Look, I wouldn't read too much into that. Let me tell you why. Like 45 minutes before the game, they come get you out the locker room, and the doctor say, come here. And then he had his needle, he had his shot ready for you, and he say, pull him down, go ahead. And then it's all good.
You won your first one, and y'all played all them Game 7s. And in 2010, who was hurt at the end?
Yeah, I know. I get that, but I was
playing
hurt.
a lot. They playing a lot.
I was hurt.
Of
I was not available.
There was a lot of basketball being played in 2008.
Well, I mean,
here's what I know.
When two men disagree, when two men disagree, the next word is bet.
Here's what I know. I know that Steph essentially said bet at the end of the Western Conference Finals. When he was awarded the Western Conference Finals MVP, he joked during the trophy ceremony, oh, they're happy now I have one. Well, he wants a little bit more. So I wouldn't bet against Steph
A
Curry.
little bias up here with these two.
We're
I
in the
know they
Bay.
from the
What
Bay.
can I say? Mark, Brian, thank you so much for your time on NBA Today. Enjoy the game. We will see you, I'm sure, on TV all day long leading up to tip-off. And you all, you've seen it on set the entire show, but let's take a closer look at the beautiful case and trophy over there. Since 2020, the Larry O'Brien Trophy has been presented in the Louis Vuitton travel case. This year's new travel case